everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it is time once again for another video. This time around, it is my monthly pickups video for November 2023. I've got stuff this month from Arrow Video, which is actually leftover from last month. I forgot to show you something. Then I've got Amazon, Best Buy, eBay, lots of eBay, Big Lots, and that's it. So we'll get right into it, but first I want to show you my shirt. This is my Godzilla -1 shirt. I got this from the official Godzilla store, and I'm going to see the movie tonight. I'm very excited. I've heard great things about it. So hopefully by the time you see this, I will be sitting comfortably in the theater watching Godzilla -1. So without further ado, we'll get started. And this is the thing that I forgot to show you last month. This is... I put it aside and forgot about it. And how the hell I forgot about it, I don't know. This is the Hellraiser Quartet of Torment. This is Hellraisers 1 through 4 in 4K. This is an import from Britain. And it includes a lot of special features. I'm not going to attempt to read all of that. And if you can see that, more power to you. But definitely check this out. I don't know if this is still available. I pre-ordered this. I probably spent way too much money on it, but my plan is I'm going to the Days of the Dead in Chicago in March. Doug Bradley and some of the Cenobites will be there. Clive Barker is going to be there, and my plan is to have them all to sign this. So that is my goal. All right, next up is Amazon, and first up I got a new release from Film Masters. It is the newly restored version of the Scarlet Letter from 1934. This is 71 minutes long, and Film Masters has been releasing these restored movies that have been only available in really crappy versions on public domain, so very happy to have this in my collection. Looking forward to watching this. Adding this to my collection, this is the 4K of John Wick 4. I still have not seen John Wick's 2 through 3, so I'm a little behind, but I do have the entire series now in 4K. Took advantage of a Black Friday special and picked up The Last of Us Season 1. This was $10, so I figured I would add it. I've watched half of this on Max, but I'll watch the rest of it on Blu-ray. Next up is Best Buy. My one and only purchase from them is the 4K of Enter the Dragon. This was also a Black Friday pickup. This was $10. Obviously, the Bruce Lee film, also with John Saxon and Chuck Norris, I believe, is in here briefly. But it's been quite a while since I've seen this, so looking forward to watching this again. This is a classic. Alrighty. Next up is eBay. I did not take advantage of the Criterion 50% off sale that has been running for the month of November. I was going to pick up the Todd Browning box set that included Freaks, and it was going for like $37 even with the discount, something like that. But I picked this up off of eBay thanks to Kenny from Kenny's Movie Palace. He told me about this collections. I did a real quick search on eBay and found this for $8, and this came brand new with the slipcover, and this includes the original House of Wax from 1953. I don't know if that's the original. Might be the original. I don't know, but it has Vincent Price, Phyllis Kirk, Carolyn Jones, and Charles Bronson. Also includes The Haunting with Julie Harris and directed by Robert Wise, which I have not seen. The Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde version from 1941 with Spencer Tracy. And Todd Browning's Freaks, which I have seen, and it's a really good movie, really strange movie, but I really enjoy it. It's very interesting to see that The Haunting and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are rated G, which is pretty amazing. But anyway, this is a Turner Classic Movies Greatest Classic Films, Horror. Then I also did an order from Groove on eBay and picked up quite a few titles from them. So technically it's Groove, but I bought them on eBay. Picked up Casa Blanca. I haven't had this in my collection for a while. I had it a long time ago and sold it for some stupid reason. But I'm glad to have this back in the collection. An all-time classic with, of course, Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman and Paul Henreid. And I don't remember if this is the version I had before or not. I think it is. Also picked up Edward Scissorhands, Tim Burton's classic, also with Vincent Price and Kathy Baker, Anthony Michael Hall, Diane Wiest, and of course Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder. I have honestly never seen, well, I have seen it, but I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theater when it was released in 1990. So I am very much looking forward to watching this again. Also a movie I haven't seen since it was in the theater back in 1996 is The Birdcage with Robin Williams and Gene Hackman, Nathan Lane, and also Diane Wiest. I remember laughing so hard at this movie in the theater. I really just wanted to enjoy this again, and Groove had it on sale pretty cheap. Then I also picked up Creed 3. This was going for $10, I believe. They had a Black Friday special on Groove, so on eBay, so I picked it up. I've already done a review of this on the channel, so you can check that out. And I got to talking to somebody on Reddit, I think it was, about this movie, and he confused it with the Gumball Rally, which is a very similar film, but this is the Bert Reynolds classic, The Cannonball Run, with Farrah Fawcett, Dom DeLuise, Roger Moore. I think Jackie Chan's in this, Mel Tillis, Terry Bradshaw, Jamie Farr, Adrienne Barbeau, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. This came out in 1981 and was a staple on HBO for a really long time, but I remember going to see this with my stepfather, who was a huge Burt Reynolds fan. And then I caved, and this was super cheap. It was $10. I picked up the Super Mario Brothers movie on 4K. I have not seen this yet, but I've heard nothing but good things. And also from Groove, I picked this up. This was one of my favorite TV series when I was young. This was this was probably something I shouldn't have been watching for as old as I was. This was on in 1974, 1975, and I would have been 6 or 7 years old, but Kolchak, the Nightstalker. And my dad just called it the Nightstalker. And we used to watch this all the time. So it was sort of a forerunner to the X-Files, but all this sort of weird stuff would happen in the city. And Kolchak would go out and investigate it. I remember there being a werewolves episode, vampires. I don't really remember a whole lot about this. Just remember watching it all the time and really looking forward to it. So it'll be a lot of fun to revisit this and actually be able to remember it. All right, more eBay stuff. From one seller, I picked up this bundle of horror films. Really only wanted one, but for the price, I couldn't pass up the other two. But for $5, I picked up Jeepers Creepers Reborn, which I've heard crap about. But I didn't really care about this movie. Also got Scream, the new one. And I wasn't really interested in that one either, but not sad that I picked it up. But the reason I picked it up was for The Black Phone. And this is a really good movie. Really enjoyed this. I have a review of this up on my site, movieassault.com, if you want to check that out. But I really enjoyed this. I watched this last year and thought it was a lot of fun. And Ethan Hawke's performance was really good, but the kid, Mason Thames, I think is his name, or Mason Thames. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure that's the kid. But he's really good. as well. But definitely check this out if you haven't seen it already. All right, and then I picked up one more thing from eBay. This is a double feature of The Aviator and Shutter Island. I've seen The Aviator. I've never seen Shutter Island. I've heard good and bad things about it, but The Aviator is one of my favorite movies from Martin Scorsese, and it's, of course, a Leonardo DiCaprio double feature, but yeah, looking forward to watching Shutter Island. All right, and the remainder of what I picked up is from Big Lots, who have not been carrying a lot of movies as of late, but I did manage to find some new stuff at the one store in my area that doesn't really carry movies anymore. They used to have the sort of display in the middle of the aisle, and then they moved it, and now they put it on a shelf sort of tucked away. So I don't know if this stuff has been sitting there for a while or if it's just new put out, but got a few good things. One is with Jesse Eisenberg and Ed Harris. Well, I don't know if it's good, but this is called Resistance. And the thing that struck me about this, I'm not a huge Jesse Eisenberg fan. I like Ed Harris. But the story of this actually is what piqued my interest. It says, before he was the world-famous mime Marcel Marceau, he was Marcel Mangel, an aspiring Jewish actor who joined the French resistance to save the lives of thousands of children orphaned at the hands of Nazis. So I don't know how true this is, or how much, has been changed for dramatic purposes or whatever, but I never knew anything about Marcel Marceau being a resistance fighter or a member of the resistance against the Nazis in World War II. So very, very cool. Also picked this up. Of course, I've seen this, but for $5, I picked up the steelbook of The Hangover. I remember this being available in Best Buy probably about 10 years ago, and everybody going gaga over the steelbooks that they had. And I never picked this one up, but finally have The Hangover in my collection. Great movie. Whoops, this actually was an Amazon pickup that got mixed in with my Big Lot stuff, but I picked up the Equalizer 3-pack with the Equalizer 1, 2, and 3. Kind of forgot about this one in the hubbub of the month, but I have not seen any of these, so this is a complete blind buy. Speaking of 4Ks, though, I did pick up at Big Lots the 4K of Onward, Disney Pixar film, which came out right before the pandemic, and I don't think it got kind of a fair shake at the box office, but I've heard good things about this, so I'm looking forward to watching that. Not much of a Disney fan, but I will watch Pixar films. And the only DVD I picked up this month was another Ethan Hawke movie. This is Tesla, and this came out in 2021. I have not heard, or 2020 according to this, but I have not seen anything or heard anything about this. I am interested in Tesla. I just think he was a brilliant dude, even though he may not have been the nicest guy in the world, and possibly a racist, but I don't know. I just thought this looked interesting, and thought I would check it out. Let's see who else is in this. Does this even say? Eve Hewson, Eben Moss-Backrack, and Jim Gaffigan, and Kyle MacLachlan. Oh, that's a weird cast. Jim Gaffigan plays George Westinghouse. That I have to see. But anyway, $5 for Tesla on DVD. And then last, but definitely not least, is this Joaquin Phoenix dual feature from Mill Creek. This is Reservation Road and Return to Paradise. I bought this mainly on the strength of Joaquin Phoenix. His performances are usually pretty good, even if the movies aren't that great. But this also includes Mark Ruffalo in Reservation Road, along with Jennifer Connelly and Mira Sorvino. And then in Return to Paradise is Vince Vaughn and Anne Heche. I don't even know what these movies are about, but I'll check them out eventually. Reservation Road and Return to Paradise. So there you go. That is what I picked up in the month of November, other than the two other videos that I've made this month, the Dollar Tree haul and Half Price Books, and my 91 movies for 20 bucks video. Check those out. Those are my other November pickups, but there you go. Thanks again for watching, everybody. As always, if you've stuck around till the end of the video, I appreciate your attention span, and hope to see you visiting the channel more and more, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take it easy.